Okay, so this is the cattle catcher in Fusion 360. All right, so we'll start with doing the box, and I'm going to show you how to keep these parts separate so that later on you can have different colors for each. So do the box here, then we'll do the cattle catcher, and then finally we'll do the part here. Okay, to get started, let's start with the box. We want to go from the right view. Now it's going to be important if you're following along that you do this step so that you have the same view that I do. Okay, we'll start at the origin. This is 2.5 wide and 0.88 tall. Go ahead and zoom in. Now let's go ahead and using the circle tool, 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch here. I'm not too worried about the length away from the side because we can use this sketch dimension to specify how far. This should be 0.25. This one here as well. Oops. Do that again. Sketch here and here. There. To here. 0.25. Now we need to say how far back it's going to be. So this should be 0.75. And then the last one should be from the front to this back axle, which will be 2.25. There we go. Let's go ahead and finish the sketch and extrude to 2 inches wide. And we're going to call this, I'm going to call it the axle box. You can call it whatever you want. I just wanted to have it something other than body. Okay. Now, let's add the next part, which would be the top part of the cattle catcher. All right, so we'll start by sketching from the top of the box here. And I'm going to just start somewhere at random out here. We'll use that dimension tool to place it properly. We want 3 feet, or 3 inches, 3 inches wide by 0.375. Now using the dimension tool, notice there's a D right here. We can use that D to automatically select it. And right now it's 0.4 something or other, and we need it to be 0.5. That will center it. Okay, the next part we need comes out about, it comes out from here, 0.125, and I'm using the line tool to get started sketching. And then we can click here and it will come out 2.75, I believe. Right, 2.75. Now let's hide the body, particularly when we do the extrusion. By doing this, they won't be joined together. We're going to raise it 0.125. And now we can see the two different pieces. They're separate, which is really good for what we're doing. Okay, the next thing to do is we're going to look at the side view of that cattle catcher. It looks like it is 1.255 high, and that's well below the base of the box. And notice that it's coming from the top here. That's our reference. And then it looks like we're going to come out 0.624. I think that's what we'll focus on. 1.624. Okay, So let's go back to Fusion. And we're going to establish it by first constructing a plane that's offset from the top of this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause on that idea. Let's just draw from the top of this space here. We want to finish doing the top part of the train, of the cattle catcher. So from the plans, we know that the edge here comes out from here, 0.375, and we do that on both sides, 0.375. And then from the center, so we're not really, it's not snapping to the center, so I'm just going to place it randomly, and we'll use that dimension tool to get it centered. And it comes from here out 0.498. Okay, now as I said, we're going to use the dimension tool, and we know that this was from here to here is 2.75. So we divide that in half. 2.75 divided by 2 is, okay, so now we can take from here to this feature here, we need to make it 1.375. That should be center. We'll just double check and see if it's true. If I click here to here, yes it is. So we'll just go ahead and cancel that out. All right, now using the line tool, we'll go ahead and draw a box going from here. Well, yeah, we're going to go from here across to here, and then let's draw to the front like this, and the front like this. And in Fusion 360, I know that this is one shape because it shades it in. So we'll go ahead and finish this sketch, and here's the shape that we're going to use. Now we need to create the shape that will be projected to on the bottom. So using the construct tool, this is where we'll use that offset plane. We want to offset from where we sketched and go minus 1.255. And then we'll use, so we'll go ahead and do our sketch on that plane. Click on the part here. I want to return back to this view so that you can see it. And then we'll use the tool project, and we'll project the pieces that we need. And I'm just clicking on the edges that we need below, like that. Click OK. And now we can use the drawing tool to establish this area. So this is going to come from the edge right here, right? We're going to go out along that direction, and we're coming up 1.624. I guess it's time for someone to have lunch. Okay, and now I'm going to save us some steps, and rather than plotting the entire thing around, I'm just going to do part of it like this. And I want to make sure that the solid line goes all the way around here so that we can get the projection done. So I'll finish the sketch. And one thing that's really nice about this program is we can go back and edit the other field. But if we can, I mean if we want to. But you'll notice that I just did half of the cattle catcher. We're going to use mirror later on to make the other side. And so we'll just do the loft based on this side here. If we didn't draw this line here, then it won't divide out. We'll have to do something different. Okay. Oh, it looks like I put a calculator right over the top there. There we go. Okay. Now, I actually want it eventually to become a part of this body, so we'll leave this body showing. And in the 3D mode, go ahead and click on Create, choose Loft, and I click on the top part and the bottom part. Make sure it says Join. Sometimes it'll look like this and won't be quite right, so make sure you choose Join. Click OK. And it uses the sketches that we drew to create the shape. The next thing we need to do is cut the lines. So if you look at the drawing, we're going to cut these in, and they're 1/10 of an inch, and it'll all work. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3. Let's see, going from the edge here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. 14 to get to here. So we'll see if that looks right. We might do 15 just to make it work. So I'll go ahead and teach you the next concept. So this time we're going to construct a plane that goes through 3 points. And so we choose those points. First one's here on the tip, the next here, and the last one is there. It makes a plane, if you can see, that is slanted to match that slope. Okay, so now let's go ahead and use the sketch tool to draw on that plane. So we're going to use this part to project the shape from below onto that plane. So now if I look at it from the side, you'll see that there's a kind of a purple line along the top here. Okay. In fact, if you want to hide the body so you can kind of see what's going on, this makes it a little bit easier to see. So the first thing we want to do is draw a line from here to there, like that. And then we're going to use a really cool tool in Fusion360, which is called a rectangular pattern. Otherwise, we'd have to copy and paste and do that over and over again. So we click on the part that we want to replace. And I've done the measurement, so it's going to be a 1.375. Will get us right to, right to the edge right there. And then, I don't know why, but using tab for me messes it up, so I had to click here. And then we counted 14. I'm going to add one more just to make sure it works. That's going to be 14 divisions right there. Getting the 15th gets us right to the edge. Otherwise, it wouldn't quite be 1. And then go ahead and click OK. Now you'll notice that it doesn't go all the way to the line here. And there's a really cool tool called Extend. It's under Modify. And then what it does is it completes, and the reason why we wanted to project that shape is it completes the line to the shape that we projected up. So go ahead and just click on all of these like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that last one because it's awful skinny, but we'll see. It's going to turn out to be double that size. It might look pretty cool. Okay, so now it looks like it's all lined up. If I hover over here, you'll notice the extend goes well beyond. So that looks good. Go ahead and finish the sketch. And then if it worked well, it should highlight as we go from here. Now we're going to click on every other or alternating spot here. And let's go ahead and do the extrude like this. Click that one. And this one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. Okay, now we need to have the body showing so we can extrude it past something. And then we're going to just do a random distance that cuts all the way through. Now, if you happen to make a mistake and this is part of the body of the thing that we made before, there's another way to do this that is really elegant. So we can use this thing called toObject. And so instead of just doing a random number, we can go and click on the plane or the face of the object, and it goes up to but not including anything beyond it. Make sure it says cut, click OK. It takes a moment, and there it is. A nice half of cattle catcher. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is using the tool called mirror, is we'll select this body. Now, if by chance when you select it, it shows faces, and we do this, then it's going to do something weird. So just make sure that you click on bodies when you do this tool. And then we want to do the mirror plane. I'll have to move my view. Click on the edge right here to mirror. It looks like it's about right. Click OK. And it looks really good. Go right. Yeah, everything looks just the way it looks in the plan. And I think right here, because we have in the past kind of worried about printing, we might adjust that a little bit if we were to try and print it. It looks okay there, but except right there, do you see? So I think if I were to print this one out, I would, in fact, let's do that as preparation for printing. You don't have to do this, it's not required, but if we just do a drawing from this plane here, and then do a bit of a box like this. Okay, I want to go right to the edge of it like that. Finish the sketch, and then what we're going to do is we're going to extrude that part up into, so we want to extrude. I want to get all the part there, and we're going to go to a distance again. I want to get to the top here. There we go. And then we're going to go a distance to an object, come right up to the top up here. Oh, maybe that's too high. Let's go down a little bit because we don't want to get into making it look too blocky. So let's go maybe here. And let's make it join. And click OK. Now, it doesn't look the best, but if you're going to print this thing, then that gives it the structure that it needs. So this will hold together when you print it. Okay, that's it for the cattle catcher. The axle body is there. If you want, you can stop now and do the rest on your own. In fact, I'll do another video that does the other part. And once again, the whole reason why I did that separately is so that we can do something like this, where we can make the appearance of this body be, let's say I want this body to be white, and maybe let's make the train be blue, like that. And that way we can have it be kind of cool. All right, there you go. Enjoy.